The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You've got it locked and loaded to the Sunday, June 28th Press Box. All brought to you by The Island Game, Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, KFC Nassau, Green Parrot, Margaritaville PI, and Harborside Marine. Happy Sunday, everybody. Naughty in your company right up until 1 p.m. I'm sure I'll be joining. Purdy might be in the building already. What's going on, Purdy? All right, but Purdy will be coming from the bullpen in short order. I know Purdy will be chiming in. Startboy will be chiming in. We may hear from Mega as well today. But happy Sunday to everybody. Lots of sports to talk about. Obviously, got to big up the sponsors each and every time. If you want to play, if you want to win, and you have multiple options to play and win, it's all about the Island Game. All right, you got World Cup soccer going on. Qualifiers are wrapping up. You're going to get into the quarterfinals, semis, and finals coming up. Major League Baseball is in the thick of it. And, of course, right around the corner, you got the NFL coming up. And the Island Game going to be doing big things with the NFL all season long, plus sending you to the Super Bowl. All right, I'll tell you more about that. But like I said, if you want to play and win, it's all about the Island Game. The game you know, the friends you trust. And the Island Game always reminds you to play responsibly. Also being brought to you by Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, KFC Nassau. And be sure to check out KFC Nassau. It's all about the summer buckets going on right now. Let them do the cooking for you, man. Let them be part of your time and post-game. And remember, from their kitchen to yours, it's always finger-licking good. And be sure to check them out on those awesome KFC summer buckets. In addition to that, being brought to you by Green Parrot and Margaritaville PI, two great locations to do all your watch parties for, your World Cup soccer, your Major League Baseball, your NBA, your NFL, all of that. And great menus, great beer specials always going on. So be sure to check out Green Parrot and Margaritaville PI for your watch parties. And, of course, Harborside Marine. Summer's here. You got to get the boat back in the water. Only one place to go, Harborside Marine. They got it all for your boat, inboard and outboard, all of your tackle, all of your fishing equipment, all of your rods, your reels, your lines, your ropes, your moorings, your buoys, all of that they got for you. In addition to some great other things, too. And if you need some new coolers for the summer coming up and you need to get a new cooler, be sure to check out Harborside Marine on the coolers as well. Wide selection of coolers to keep everything cool. All right. So got to big up my sponsors each and every time. Couldn't do it without them. And like I said, happy Sunday to everybody. Let's jump on in. 11:10 a.m. We're going to start locally, obviously, like we always do. And then we'll go international. We got Pearly or Stat Boy in yet? Just standing by for those brothers to chime in. Obviously, they should be chiming in short order. If Pearly's in, why can't we hear Pearly, man, if Pearly's in?
I'm waiting on a proper...
Ladies and gentlemen, here's a man who needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway. Give it up for Pearly.
The greatest Dodger ever. Yeah, hey, what's happening?
What's going on?
Oh, right here.
And then, obviously, we got to welcome, fruit of my loins. Soon going off to
Oh, wow.
the big guy himself. Give it up for Stat Beezy and the Heezy. What's going on, Stat Boy?
What's up? What's up? How we doing?
Hey, stop. So where
What's
you
going on,
headed?
Pearly?
Where you headed?
Dalhousie, Nova Scotia, Canada.
Oh, Scotia. Okay, all right.
I thought you knew that though.
No, I didn't.
I swore it now, so that's good.
I know. Wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Cool. All right.
All right, so let's jump in. Before we jump in to the local sports segment, I would like, just on a separate note, to offer my thoughts, prayers, and condolences, not only as a parent, as a father, and as a husband, but as a Bahamian, to all of those families affected by that horrific car crash on Shirley Street. Hours in the morning. Four young ladies gone. We have some other kids in the hospital going through it. So please put your thoughts and prayers up for those families involved there. But for the grace of God, go you or I. And
But
like I said,
those kids are
no.
I spoke to the FNM's former candidate Mike Holmes this morning. He's well known to several of them, so he's really heartbroken and
Oh
told me
my
this
God.
morning on that. So it's some bright kids, some really bright kids. One kid was in third year college, another one was heading off to college. Couple that's graduated. So and there's nothing bad to say about any of these kids. So we feel for the families. We feel for the island. Cat Island is in disarray right now. I mean, the way it's really hitting them hard. So we feel for the people of Cat Island, and our prayers are with you as a father. I don't know your pain, and I hope I never have to feel that pain, because the parents should never have to bury their kids. But we pray for you. We pray for you deeply. The nation is praying with you.
Sad situation. And again, like you say, Pearlie, I second the thoughts right there. I'm MJ in the same thing. Our thoughts and prayers go out to that family, and I think we need to just right now just look at the loss that we've been suffered. Give the family some time to mourn. All of this posting on social media, we don't need any more. If you don't share the video anymore.
No.
Right, give people some time to deal with the situation, and have some respect for those involved, especially the dead.
Yeah, please.
And on a separate and side note, we really have to look at the condition of the roads in this country, because I was on that same road this morning doing a pickup, and I passed through. They've cut down the tree, they've removed the debris, but that road is laden with potholes.
Yeah. We got to do
Laden.
better. We got to be, while you people parking in handicap spot, and my pet peeve is these potholes in the roads. I have a problem with that. I have a major problem with that.
And unfortunately, we don't have accident investigation here like they do in the States, where they could have said what contributing factors were to these kind of things. So we gotta get serious and where we're going.
Yes, we do.
And now I'm with you on them potholes, Pearlie, because I drove down that road this morning and it was laden with potholes. And I'm not saying that was an issue, but it may have been a contributing factor. We have to look at it at all things. Because at the end of the day, we have 4 families this morning. So please put your thoughts and prayers up for those families involved, especially Cat Island, now that Pearlie's made us aware of that. I didn't know. I mean, that's... Boy, I tell you. And now we'll talk about something a little less sad, and because we have to, let's talk some sports. So let's switch to the local scene, and let's have a gander as to what's going on with the local sports scene. You got the Eastwood hosted the annual judo tournament over the weekend. The Bahamas Golf Federation names team for Caribbean Amateur Golf Championships. For another busy summer, the BGF, with both juniors and seniors preparing for their respective tournaments, the Federation recently named a team to represent the country at the 2026 Caribbean Amateur Golf Championship, CAGC, scheduled to take place August 3rd to 6th here at home at the Royal Blue Golf Course in New Providence. Serving as the host nation, the Bahamas will be represented by female golfers Haley Hall, Anissa Robinson, Madison Carroll, and Shamari Pratt. The quartet will compete in the George Teal division. The Herman Corp squad is comprised of Alexander Roden, PGF President Linford Miller, Nolan Johnson, Richard Gibson Jr., and Sebastian Iberi Calzada. All right, where's Sebastian's from? You all done gone recruited yeah, that sound like a Bahamian name, Pearlie?
Not at all. We have Pearlie?
Yeah, Pearlie, yeah. But boy, I tell you, he might be on mute.
I think he muted.
It doesn't sound like a Bahamian name, but my host of this show name doesn't sound like a Bahamian name.
Hey. Fair enough.
But they know our roots.
That exactly.
I'm mad at it. I'm just saying, that sounds like it's a good recruitment right there. Hopefully, Sebastian's a ringer.
I hope so as well.
David Harris will serve as the team's head coach, and Anthony Hinsey will serve as team manager. So good luck to them in the golf tournament and that tournament's coming up. Out of tennis, Clark loses in the quarters in Florida. Bahamian women's professional tennis player Sydney Clark was back at it in Florida, competing at the 2026 Battle of Tennis tournament earlier this week. She gained plenty of momentum throughout the opening rounds before falling to Argentina's Maria Sol Alvarez, Brandon 6'3" and 6'2" in the quarterfinals. This over there at the Rick Massey Tennis and Fitness Center in Boca Raton, Florida. And probably you ever noticed people from Boca, they always say, like, we're from Boca. Where you from? Boca. They say it like it's such a swanky place, like Boca. But if you really break down what Boca Raton means in English, it's rat, mouth of the rat, Boca Raton. What the translation from Spanish to English is. I don't even run around saying, we're from rat mouth. We're from mouth of rat.
But you ever been to Boca?
I've been to Boca, man. We've been to Boca plenty times. I
All
even
right.
went to Boca, New York Comedy Club there. But I've always wondered that about Floridians. We're from Boca. You're from Ratmouth. That's where you're from.
They're just saying they're from the mouth.
Correct.
Mouth of what? Mouth of a rat.
Fidelity Tees Office, title sponsor of UB Golf Invitational. And Swim Nationals took place over the weekend at the Betty Kelly Kenning Center. And a lot of good results in there from all the national swimmers right there. And look for BJ Murray, I think, to get a cup of coffee at the end of the year, get called up by the Cubs. He's leading AAA baseball with like a 370 average. He's knocking the snot out of the baseball.
Great Bahamian talent right there.
Scott Boy, what say you? You think he could emerge as the first baseman for the Cubs next season?
Absolutely. If not next season, within the next 2 seasons. And
Because I don't see anybody of worth playing first base for the Cubs right now.
Nor do I. And not only that, he is on the same meteoric rise for us as Sebastian Walcott was. However, sadly, he had torn his UCL, I believe, in his elbow. I think that was his injury.
Yeah.
So his timetable to come up gets pushed back. But BJ
and you know Texas is going to take care of him with kid gloves. He's their number 1 prospect, number 7 prospect in baseball.
And he'll be back.
If you don't hear from Sebas, it's not right now because of lack of performance. It is because the from surgery, and they're going to walk him through this rehab.
He's joined the team during his rehab, though. That's good.
But that's the good thing. He's still going to be in the environment.
Oh, yeah.
And I look for him to do big things, but I also look for BJ to get called up to. I think he's going to get a cup of coffee for sure. Any comments from you there, Pearly? On the local scene?
I mean, he's really doing well, and I'm happy to see. Because we had high hopes to have at least more than just one Bahamian in the majors by now. So,
and we're looking to get 3
guys are progressing.
All right, now
3 in there.
Let's pivot to the WWE before we pivot to
WWE.
Yes, because we have a brand new champion in the World Wrestling Entertainment. The new undisputed champion is none other than Sami Zayn, longtime veteran, pulled the upset last night in the triple threat match at King of the Ring, and pinned Cody Rhodes, reversed a Cody cutter. I mean, he reversed into a small package pin after knocking Gunther out of the ring. So good for Sami Zayn. You know how I feel about the Rhodes family. Stud Boy, that's my favorite family in wrestling.
That's why.
But at the end of the day, Sami Zayn has put in 26 years. He's been one of the favorites across the board for WWE. He's been a company man for all that time. Wherever role they put him in, whether it's comedic, whether it's serious, whether it's a mainline storyline like with the Bloodline, he's always come through.
He executes. I agree.
He puts a lot of young talent over. So I think it was a reward for Sami Zayn. He's going to be a transitional champion.
Yeah,
I think they're opening the door for Brock Lesnar to defeat him. And then Obafemi to defeat Brock Lesnar on Saturday Night Main Event.
Okay.
So Obafemi can go ahead and unseat Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam.
I like that. I do like that.
Because I think Obafemi is definitely the future of the WWE. He's one of the big time stars.
Right, a young star, but
and for the Cody Rhodes fans and Gunther fans to an extent, but especially Cody Rhodes, he's good without a belt. His popularity won't diminish. But Cody's always been loved by the fans in the role of chasing that championship. And I think it gives a good opportunity later on down for him to revisit that feud with Roman Reigns or somebody else who comes along the pike. Or take on Obafemi and have a good like babyface kind of feud.
Obafemi and Brock warring. Let them continue to war.
But Brock's on the way out, so I don't think there's going to be too many more matches. I think Brock's wrapping up and going to get his kudos and off into the sunset as well.
Yeah, he's going to have to. Yeah.
But, like I say, I think things are picking up for the WWE as far as storylines go. I think that their real mainline future is Trick Williams, to tell you the truth. He's got the charisma. He's got the personality. He's got the persona. I think him and Obafemi, and especially to see two African American wrestlers get to the top is awesome. Because those roles have all outside of The Rock, those roles have always been penciled into like niche roles. So I think to have two mainstream African American athletes is very good. Young and they're talented. And Trick Williams, he got the gift of gab, brother. Trick got it.
Yeah.
And he's like Booker T without the speech impediment. So I think wrestling's on the uptick in the WWE, and I think AEW is doing some good things too. And we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll get you updated as to anytime there's a major break in professional wrestling. But I thought, Sami Zayn should have gotten his kudos, man. He's done a great job. He's going to be a transitional champion, and good for Sami. I'm not mad at it at all. I'm actually pleased with the WWE for throwing a little plot twist in there, throwing a curveball nobody saw coming,
Is the McMahon family out of it now, or they still there?
They're pretty much out of it outside of the son-in-law, Triple H. Startboy, can you break it down a little bit better? I know you know the ramifications of Vince.
Yeah, so a few years ago, obviously, Vince McMahon got, exposed pretty much. So he sold his shares. They sold it to the company, the parent company who oversees the UFC, who manages the fights and the promotions and all that. And Triple H is basically the executive producer of all the shows now. Like, he's the head producer of everything.
Okay.
He produces the fights. He says which fighter will win, which fight will go this way, that way. That's what he does now.
All right.
But it's been in the family more or less.
Linda McMahon is in Trump's cabinet, right?
I believe so. Or I know she is a Republican with Republican-leaning ties. Yep, United States Secretary of Education.
Education, yeah.
There you go.
All right, let's pivot to the World Cup.
Hey.
Mm.
And we need to, let me give you the results from yesterday. Group L, Croatia 2-1 over Ghana. Group L, England 2-0 over Panama. Group K, Colombia and Portugal 0-0 draw. Very interesting there.
Boy, I don't know, boy. I'm beginning to wonder about Ronaldo. I got to wait to see what my son got to say.
The Democratic Republic of Congo 3 and Uzbekistan 1. This out of Group K also. Out of Group J, Algeria and Austria 3-3 tie. A lot of goals went up in that one.
And that's a heartbreaker because that means
it started out crappy at first, but the second half, that was a awesome game in the second half.
And that is what sends Iran home from the World Cup.
Yes.
That game right there. And they had a goal disallowed by an inch. It's crazy.
But they scored, I think the tying goal came in like with 10 seconds or 30 seconds left in extra time.
Yeah, it did.
And then you had them 3-1.
Of course.
Which was to be expected.
And of course, Messi scored another goal.
He's the greatest. Of course he will.
And today you have South Africa and Canada.
And that kicks off the round of 32. So these are the knockout stages now. Now you get games. If they're tied, they go to extra time and penalties now.
Didn't Spain finish second in their group?
First. No, they didn't.
First. Don't do that. Don't do that.
What are you talking about?
Don't do that. And let me tell you
something. Get him, stat boy. Get him.
Cape Verde got through on 3 consecutive draws with 3 points. 3 consecutive draws. I think Cape Verde.
So Uruguay didn't make it, nor did Saudi Arabia out of that group.
Exactly. And I could give you the round of 32 breakdown right now. I think Argentina plays Cape Verde.
Okay, so
I'm correct. So
bring us to 32, stat boy.
All right, so the round of 32, it kicks off today. We've got South Africa and Canada at 3 p.m. We've got Brazil taking on Japan. Germany
that could be a sneaky game for Brazil right there. Watch Japan and Brazil,
I think that'll be a fun game as well. Paraguay.
Brazil just scored 3 goals on them.
But Japan might score 3 back.
We've got the Netherlands versus Morocco. Ivory Coast will take on Norway. France plays Sweden. Mexico plays Ecuador. England plays the Democratic Republic of Congo, the DR Congo. Belgium will take on Senegal. The USA is going to play Bosnia. Spain, we take on Austria, which I'm feeling good about. Portugal plays Croatia. Switzerland will take on Algeria. Egypt is set to face off against Australia. Argentina plays Cape Verde. And Colombia plays Ghana.
Some interesting matchups there, though.
Yeah, some interesting matchups there.
I agree.
I like Spain against Austria there. I like Brazil to beat Japan, but I think it should be an entertaining game.
Yeah.
Who does France play again?
France plays Sweden.
Careful with the Swedish team there, you know.
If France and Germany win this game, which is very early.
So a big name will be going home out of that one for sure.
House favorites, but they'll be going home now. How the bracket's set.
And how Spain's bracket set? Spain wins. Who do they play next?
When we beat Austria, we'll take on the winner of Portugal and Croatia.
Start boy, do me a favor. Do me a favor.
I won't say when. If.
You know how to work for your Ravens, how to work otherwise. Look, I'm cautioning you now.
I can knock on wood, okay? I knocked on wood. All right. If we can beat Austria, we'll take on the winner of Portugal and Croatia. And then furthermore from that, we'll take on the winner of Brazil, Japan, Ivory Coast, or Norway. So
Spain's got an angle to the final in that bracket, you know. Spain's got an angle to the final in that bracket if they hold their head.
We do down the way. Like we'd have to take on England in like the semifinal, I believe, if they win. But we've beaten England before. I think we could beat them again. But they're looking scarier this time.
England, 2 World Wars, 1 World Cup. That is all.
I'm glad you said that because I'm tired of hearing it's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming home. I'm tired of hearing that.
They're the only franchise that says it's our year more than the Dallas Cowboys.
Fox.
Well, there's 18 left nominated for them.
And now we look Monday.
I think the key game for Spain is you keep saying Spain got an angle for the finals. They got a team they got to get past. If Portugal takes out Croatia, that ain't no easy game.
Spain is spank up
Portugal also is their favorite.
Let me tell you something, Pearly. We've learned from that Nations League loss against Portugal. We have a game plan now to stop Nuno Mendes, to stop Vitinha, to stop all of them.
All right.
And Ronaldo, I'm not really too afraid.
And Ronaldo has to look across the pitch into the eyes of the future, and his name is who, stat boy?
Lamine Yamal.
Say it again.
Lamine, Lamine, Yamal.
Learn it, know it, love it, live it, learn it. One of the futures up there with Mbappe internationally. Watch.
Now you could argue he's better.
They love this kid.
No. Don't go there. Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'll be fair. I'll say Mbappe.
No, you're being biased now. Don't do that.
No. I'll say Mbappe is better right now, but Yamal just finished second for the Ballon d'Or last year to Ousmane Dembele. Come on.
All right. All right. Fine.
Get him, stat boy.
That's like if a rookie comes into the league or like a 19-year-old second-year player finishes second for the MVP. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Mbappe is great.
Mbappe is second in World Cup goals in 3 World Cups compared to Messi in 6.
No, and who's the one who introduced you to that stat?
You did introduce that to me. You did introduce that to me. But let's be fair and let's be
real. What I'm saying.
I understand you like Spain, and I understand you feel Spain can be there. But I honestly was not impressed with Spain in this World Cup. Not the way. And let me rephrase that. The way you and your dad big up Spain, I expected more.
That's fair. That's completely
fair.
When you're dealing with teams that are powerhouse teams, you expect them to go to the first round like this to qualify.
Argentina didn't go to it like this. They walked through the
because of parents and because of seedings and so on and so forth. Obviously, Cape Verde proved to be a legitimate squad, correct?
They did. That's fair.
And furthermore, we beat Saudi Arabia, who is the highest ranked team next to us in that bracket, 4-0. And then we came back, went up 1-0, and won again that we needed to win and pulled starters.
I agree. We had to do what he had to do. But I don't like what I mean. Yeah, I don't like
you didn't pull starters till like in the 80-something minute. So let's don't say you pulled starters.
The game against Saudi Arabia at halftime, Yamal or Asada, another one was pulled at the half.
Not the Uruguay game, okay, because I get where Pearlie's coming from. I was hoping that the Uruguay game would be at least a 2-goal difference.
Yes.
It didn't feel like a great win, but we've got so many guys coming back from injuries. Nico Williams, he just got hurt again in the reserve role.
All right, let me put it to you like this.
Plays.
Pearlie, I know you've seen the Dodgers win a game with the bullpen, correct?
Yeah.
Spain qualified using the bullpen. I promise you, top-notch squad from Spain every time out on the pitch. barring injury.
They can't go with no bullpen now. You know, bullpen game this time.
And I just want to let y'all know
from the
something.
boys.
I just want to let y'all know something. Tremendously underrated for Spain. Nobody gives credit to in the world is the goalkeeper Unai Simon.
No.
He has been. I wouldn't say great, but he's been good.
Unai Simon is good, but I'll be fair. That is Spanish favoritism because we have a guy named David Raya who's winning Golden Gloves in the Premier League almost every year with Arsenal, and he doesn't play for the Spanish squad, and I still don't understand why. I still don't. But Unai Simon, we have good. Exactly, it could be, but either way, we have good goalkeeping. But David Raya is like top class.
But if you look back, hold on a second.
Yeah,
If you look back over the years with the Spanish national team, you could go back to Luis Miguel Arconada, who was one of the best ever, and Google it. Then you could go to Andoni, who held it down like no other.
Yeah,
he was the bad boy, big, and of course, 6'7" basket, and he held it down like no other.
Of course,
and then there was Iker Casillas.
Yep, Iker Casillas. That's who I was gonna say.
Who was excellent and retired as one of the best. And Unai was so good, he could have been starting, but Casillas kept him out of the lineup due to his greatness. So Spain got to be commended on how they nurture and bring up goalkeepers.
I agree.
And I think Unai Simon is going to be a mitigating factor in one of the factors in Spain being successful in this World Cup.
Because, I mean, as much as we're not doing great offensively, defensively, we have not allowed a goal this World Cup.
Your defense has been stellar. I must give you that. It has been stellar.
Great, and that'll carry us where we need to go. But we need to start producing more for sure.
They played that game, but they frustrated their opponents. And it may have been deliberate. I guess it was, but their defense has been stellar. I can't kill you for that.
It's the tiki-taka.
I'll be honest with you. Their coach is very Belichick, like the way he deals with the press and the way he deals with certain things. But just like the defense, correct?
Yeah.
Well, Spain, the defense can show up. Now, how he gets cute with the attack up front, remains to be seen. But Spain has the potential in their bracket, especially now with who they have to face, potentially, to do well. Brazil, I think, could do well, but I think Japan is going to be a test for them. That Japanese team is not as bad as people think.
Let me tell you something. Brazil team has progressed, excuse me for lack of a better word, have shown growth each game, and they're coming together as a team like they should in the cup, in the finals.
But you know who I got to credit?
You're going to see something for Vinny Jr. Vinny Jr. has been awesome.
He's starting to really show himself. Really show himself as a leader.
He should have had a hat trick in the game before last.
Yeah,
but they called off one. And then they basically did what Spain did and played a bunch of second tier players with that draw. But Vinny Jr. has looked awesome.
And it's good for him because
Mbappe has looked more than awesome.
He's somebody who gets harassed in the games in Europe at times.
Yes.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
The racial abuse he suffers is just terrible.
Yeah.
He's had a couple up and down seasons. He once was showing great promise a few years ago, but now, I mean, he's still a young player. I think he's born in 2000, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's not even 30.
Still a very young player. And Vinny Jr., he's had the prowess, he's had the ability, and now he's showing it at the World Cup.
Yeah,
but
he is.
Wherever he takes Brazil, they'll follow. Because Neymar is really getting minutes yet.
Neymar's, and as you talk about injuries, Neymar's coming off that injury.
He is. This isn't prime Neymar, but can he be enough? Because Neymar was just put in the wrong generation, in my opinion. You put him into this generation here, or the generation before, he has at least 2 Ballon d'Ors.
Yeah.
But he just had to play with Messi and Ronaldo, so.
Vinny Jr. is only 25.
Oh, there you go. Young. Very young.
All right.
So if we look at Canada and South Africa today, on Monday at 1 p.m., we have Brazil and Japan. And we also have Germany and Paraguay at 4:30. And then we have the Netherlands and Morocco at 9 p.m. I like the Netherlands and Amadou. Don't sleep on that Netherlands team either,
No, they've been pretty good. The
Netherlands team is solid.
Morocco has been scrappy, but they fought.
Well, they did this the last World Cup, too.
Yeah.
And Germany might be in for a match today tomorrow with Paraguay. They may
I think that's going to be a good matchup.
Pieces.
Yeah, that's going to be a good match. I've not been impressed with Germany in this World Cup. They've done what they're supposed to do, but I've not been impressed.
Well, no, I'd have to disagree. I mean, I see where you're coming from though, because the second win was a last second win against who did they play in that game? I believe Ecuador. But Germany's still a threat for sure.
And then on Tuesday, you have Ivory Coast and Norway, France and Sweden, Mexico and Ecuador.
Norway should win that.
So you got some good games, and then you look to Wednesday, England and Congo, Belgium and Senegal, USA and Bosnia-Herzegovina.
I think the States should win.
Spain plays on Thursday against Austria, and then Portugal and Croatia play Switzerland and Algeria. So a busy week, and then on Friday you have Australia, Egypt, Argentina, Cape Verde, and Colombia and Ghana.
I've got a sneaky upset. I think Senegal beats Belgium.
You think so? Senegal's been playing good ball. Senegal team's been playing good ball.
I don't know why.
No, you know what? I won't be surprised because Belgium is not is not an outright favorite in that game,
and they haven't looked good enough to where I can trust them in this one. I know they have De Bruyne, Lukaku, they've got great players, but I don't know something about Senegal. I feel like they'll take it from them late.
That would be a sneaky one. I want that boy.
Yep. They got a lot of good games here. This is Egypt's first time in the knockout stages. They advanced to the round of the 32. And as we know, the round of 32 is a new thing that's been created because in the best third place teams, they added to the tournament just another round because it would go straight to the round of 16, I believe.
Yeah, so but they grew the whole tournament to 48 teams this year.
Yeah, so which is amazing.
The 1 and 2 go on, and then the eight best
three seeds. Yep.
Yeah.
So
all right,
I'm loving it.
Which I like. More soccer.
Agreed.
We got to get to the break. Flip side of the break, we'll pivot to Major League Baseball. We got
all right.
Some races heating up and some people, managers being fired and some things moving and shaking in baseball. All right, so we'll talk Major League Baseball on the flip side of the break when we return on the Sunday, June 28th edition of the Press Box, brought to you by the Island Game, Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, KFC Nassau, Green Parrot, Margaritaville PI, and Harborside Marine.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We can make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Beulah gal, can you believe this? We are now the patrol queens of the neighborhood.
We now large and in charge. So we need to check out what's going on in everybody's yard. What about that gun that we know that Junior and his homeboys just ran out? Can we report that too?
Of course we can.
But we could be in deep trouble if they find out.
We need to report what we see, Beulah. When you call Crime Stoppers, they just answer your call in Miami.
So then we can report everything? Guns, where they hiding the drugs, who shoot who part of which gang, or who disturbing the peace with the loud music and the motorcycles.
Then our neighborhood will be the best in the Bahamas, and everybody gonna want to come live here. And then our house price will go up, gal.
So what we waiting on? What's the number?
If you see something, say something. Let us all pitch in and stop the crime before it's your time. Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands. Or text us through the Crack Crime Bahamas app. Stop the crime before it's your time.
KFC has a bold new flavor you'll love. Introducing the all-new barbecue wrap stuffed chicken breast filet. Fried to golden crisp perfection. Covered in sweet and smoky barbecue sauce. Topped with cheese. Then wrapped in a delicious toasted tortilla with flavor in every bite. Original. Either way, it's a star for a reason. The new barbecue wrap star is the star of the menu at KFC Nassau. Get yours today at any KFC Nassau location.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk,
We're back at you on the Sunday, June 28th edition of the Press Box. All brought to you by the Island Game, Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, KFC Nassau, Green Parrot, Margaritaville PI, and Harborside Marine. 11:43 a.m. is the time. Happy Sunday to everybody. Pivoting to baseball, Pearly and Stat Boy. Let's just jump in with the Major League Baseball draft. You know, a lot of debate going on right now, Pearly. This is a hot draft. And Swanson versus Bregman. You know?
I agree.
It's no clear-cut choice for the Chicago White Sox on July 11th for the upcoming baseball draft, the number one pick. It might be UCLA shortstop Rock Chalosky, Georgia Tech catcher Van Lackey, or maybe Texas high school shortstop Grady Emerson. Often the top choice is clear. Remember Strasburg in 2009, Harper and Bryce Harper in 2010?
Yeah.
Clear-cut choice. But throughout history, there have been a number of debuts when people have come up. Here's some of the best of all time. And Chicago has a tough decision to make this year. I mean, if you look back 2023, Pittsburgh Pirates, Paul Skeens or Dylan Cruz? Which way would you have gone, Pearly?
Come on, Paul Skeens.
I don't know. I might have gone with Cruz.
Injury problems afterwards, but going in, Cruz was right up there with Skeens.
He was.
Come on, Paul Skeens, man. It's so valuable to get a great picture.
What about this one?
Yeah, but we're saying that after the fact, though. I mean, Paul, did he go to Vanderbilt?
He went to LSU, just like Dylan
LSU,
Cruz.
okay.
Maybe you ever seen it differently from how I remember it, but I knew Paul Skeens. Man, he'd be great. I didn't think he'd be this great this quick, though.
Yeah.
Well, what about 2022 with the Orioles? They had to choose between Jackson Holiday and Drew Jones.
Now, see, that was competitive, and they went with Holiday, and that's not really working out. But that was very competitive.
Yeah, it was.
I'm telling you, man. And Andrew Jones got two sons in the Major League pipelines you got to keep an eye out on.
That's a talented family.
Yep, 2017, Royce Lewis and Hunter Green. That was for the Twins.
Yeah.
And nothing panned out with that for them.
Hunter's up there now. Hunter's in the big show, isn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, it took him a minute. It wasn't clear cut, you know.
Normally,
the pipeline.
Did Hunter come out of college? I can't remember if he came out of college or high school.
I think he came out of high school.
Because you tend to see the college players quicker than the high school players.
But that's what I was just going to say. The best one to me, the best argument was 2015. The Diamondbacks. Dansby Swanson versus Alex Bregman. That's why I opened with it. Both of those were two SEC shortstops, Vanderbilt Swanson and LSU's Bregman. They had good gloves. Both of them had good gloves. I think Swanson may have had the better glove, but Bregman had the better bat. Both, a lot of draft boards had Swanson first and Bregman second, with prep shortstop Brandon Rogers also in the mix. And nobody remembers Brandon Rogers. He's done nothing since then, right?
No.
Absolutely.
We don't remember him.
So it all boils down to it. I mean, I think they went with Swanson, but didn't they end up trading?
Swanson doesn't play with them now. They probably think they
drafted
him. Yeah.
22 games in the Diamondback organization. They traded Swanson for outfielder Ender Inciarte and pitcher Aaron Blitz. He ended up in the Braves organization.
You're correct. You're on point.
Again, I have to say this. There's no clear-cut winner in Major League Baseball's draft. You could come out the most hyped thing in the world, hit the minus, and beat Bubkas.
And here, this is where it goes to that the MLB owners are proposing that you have to do a year.
The bargaining agreement, correct?
Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that happening because it's been tradition that once you turn 16, because see, it isn't like the NFL that you're out of college and right into the NFL. It isn't like the NBA, you're right out of college into the NBA, even though the NBA got a little developmental league now. Baseball is a process. You go from rookie league, instructional to rookie to single A to double A to high double A, and then into triple A. I mean, normally once you reach double A, you're major league ready.
But it's a process, and what I think doing it like that, you're gonna cost a lot of young men a future in baseball.
I think so, but you do need them to get an education too, Bernie, in case baseball don't work out.
Well, that's why you should be putting. That's why they should be doing, because baseball is a summer sport. We should be putting them in doing things to work out for them to do their homeschooling or into college in the off season.
Yeah, that's true too. And there should be something worked out in there that if somebody gets injured, they got money to go to school.
Yeah, and you got a lot of kids that come out of the Caribbean who don't have that kind of education and who relying on baseball to be able to feed their families. So it's going to be, I don't think the Players Association is not going to stand for this. That's going to, I think, season.
I think so too. I think they poised for a strike, to tell you the truth as well, Bernie.
Because I think a lot of what Major League owners are asking for is twofold. First of all, it's targeting the Dodgers. We know that. They and before they try to, and before they try,
you went there.
No, I gotta go there because I just read an article that said that too. Before you try to do what the Dodgers are doing, you're so much into profits. You're not into winning. You're into profits. Teams like the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Mets, one of the Phillies, they're into winning. And when you win, you can make money. But a lot of teams like the Brewers and others who don't want to spend any money, who got rich owners, don't want to spend any money, are the ones who pushing this because it's going directly at what the Dodgers are doing. We're not breaking any rules. We just doing it right.
Just doing it right, Bernie.
The Dodgers has been a franchise that always did it right, even through the farm system. We have the number 2 farm systems. You're not hurting us by doing that. Our farm system is better than everybody else's. Most everybody else's.
Well, we got the Major League Baseball trade deadline coming up. Speaking of which, Bernie, and you've always done it right. You all have always done good things at the trade deadline. Got a clip here from Buster Olney, and he's got the 12 Major League Baseball executives or GMs under the most pressure to make something happen off season. Mr. Producer, we got it lined up. Just let me know we got it. But you're talking about pressure right before the trade deadline. This team's under pressure. And it's a weird pressure. Do we go all in now to make the playoffs, or do we sell and try to rebuild? It's always a weird kind of pressure this time of year, right, Burley?
Yeah, Red Sox is one team about who everybody says is going to be sellers.
They definitely going to be sellers.
Yeah.
A couple other teams too, I think maybe the Marlins maybe be sneaky sellers at the end
Every year.
The last minute.
But see, they're another team that spends no money. They're another team that don't do that. That's what's sickening about them. The Twins, another team who have very low turnout. I mean, they were sold out when the Dodgers was there last weekend, but very low last week. They're very low turnout because they're not doing what it takes to win.
No, that whole American League Central needs work. But let's get to this trip by Buster Olney, ESPN Sports. Here are the 12 Major League Baseball GMs under the most pressure right now, heading in to the trade deadline in Major League Baseball.
Dynamic now between Steve Cohen and David Stearns. A lot of people around the sport, folks in other front offices.
Same here. And I think the Mets are just viewing this year as we've had some really performance. Bo Bichette, Marcus Semien coming on board. You trade for Luis Robert knowing he's probably going to get hurt. But I think that's a risk it's worth taking. It just cost Steve Cohen some money, Steve, that the Mets do have. You take that risk on, cost a couple of prospects, didn't work out. Jorge Polanco, he had an injury history as well. That's the one where I'm kind of like, well, you get $40 million to Jorge Polanco and Rhys Hoskins and Nathaniel Lowe are signing minor league deals. There you could have gotten production at that position at a much lower rate. Now, I think Steve Cohen and David Stearns, their dynamic is fine. They're great. I think they're just viewing this as some really bad luck. David Stearns is fine. I don't think anything's going to change there. I think Steve Cohen he trusts him. This is the guy he wanted. This is the guy he targeted for a while, brought him in, and I think he trusts him to figure this out. And I don't expect any changes or anything like that during or after the season.
Jorge, I want to see if you disagree with me. I think it would benefit the Mets for him to come out and say that, Steve Cohen. Because as you and I are both getting the same question, hey, how is Cohen feeling about Stearns? After what happened last year, after the moves that, haven't worked out, the injury, the slow start this year. We had a vote of confidence earlier this week, apparently, where the Boston Globe, Tim Healy, terrific reporter, reported that the Red Sox are not considering firing Craig Breslow. And what made me laugh about that was no one put their name to it. It was sources. It didn't come from John Henry or Tom Werner. Sam Kennedy didn't come out and say, he's our guy, which is a separator. To me, if you got a guy in this situation, just come out and support him. What do you think?
Right. I agree. And the fact is that David Stearns is on the contract through 2028. So that's another reason why I don't think anything's going to happen here. And that always helps. Now, Carlos Mendoza might be a different story. He's not under contract beyond this year. And the Mets, if this goes really sideways here in the next couple of months, maybe a change happens there. And we've seen David Stearns come out and give that vote of confidence to Mendoza. Cohen does that for Stearns here in the next couple months.
Obviously, we're going to see some moves being made in the offseason now. I was on mute. I apologize. But and some of these moves now, the effects they have are short term and long term.
I'm just surprised. I'm not surprised the Mets fired their own. I thought they might have taken it to the manager, I thought they might have taken it to the All-Star break. But that team, they're underperforming. I just realized they had Simeon, they had Bo Bichette, they got Soto, Plango. They got a good team, and they were just underperforming.
I've always told you they're the doormats in New York. I don't care how many in-season games they win. I don't. They're the doormats.
Boy, something like the Angels, huh?
Absolutely. They can have all the talent in the world. The Angels had two of the great players ever and couldn't win. Baseball is truly something else. Because, I mean, in the NBA or the NFL, any of the...
And you send one of them to the Dodgers, and you got back-to-back world champions. And on the cup.
I should have seen what you were doing.
On the third one.
I should have seen what you were doing. You were just setting it up. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, you're so predictable.
You deserve to have it because y'all are the back-to-back champions, like you said. That changes this year, though.
Wishful thinking.
Okay.
But I can't say that I blame you.
A lot of baseball left to play now.
Exactly.
Listen, there's a lot of baseball left to play, and there's a lot of hurt players on that Dodger team scheduled to come back in between July and August.
This is true.
You got one of the best catchers in baseball on the injured reserve. They got your left fielder out. You've got two starting pitchers out, and you got a lot of young prospects out. So anything can,
anything can pick up.
You get the best closer in baseball who's out. You got another reliever in training who's out. Dogs got a lot of key players out, and they're still managing to hold on and play baseball, which I find, and not because I'm a Dodger, I mean, maybe because I am, but tremendous. The amount of injuries that the Dodgers got compared to other teams who got the same amount of injuries, and they're in first place by 9 games. I can't believe
I can't say nothing. You are saying nothing. Boy, when I can say something, I will.
We will.
I'm not. I'm really not being that guy. I'm just looking at the baseball. I'm looking at it. I was Dave Roberts' hardest critic. What he's done with injuries the last 2 seasons and this year, I got to take my hat off to him. I got to. Whether I hate to, I got to.
All right, there we go. We got to get to the break. Flip side of the break, we'll be into the 12 o'clock hour of the Sunday, June 28th edition of the Press Box, all brought to you by The Island Game, Timmy's Wines and Spirits, KFC Nassau, Green Parrot, Margaritaville PI, and Harborside Marine. In the 12 o'clock hour, we'll be talking NBA offseason and the NFL. It's all coming up, so keep it right where you got it. The Press Box continues right after this.
Budgeting and saving? Yes. Investing? Check. But what if you could do more? You can get priority access to local investment opportunities right as they come to the market. Never miss a bond or new share offering again. Plus, you can house all your investments in one place and benefit from expert investment advice. Contact us at brokerage@rfgroup.com to start doing more today. Some conditions apply. RF, money at work.
KFC has a bold new flavor you'll love. Introducing the all-new barbecue Rap Star. We're talking a juicy chicken breast filet, fried to golden crisp perfection, covered in sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, topped with cheese, then wrapped in a delicious toasted tortilla with flavor in every bite. Go spicy or keep it original. Either way, it's a star for a reason. The new barbecue Rap Star is the star of the menu at KFC Nassau. Get yours today at any KFC Nassau location.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We can make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Guess who's back? It's the time annual Michael Scootery Piece on the Streets Basketball Classic.
Bring it on now, let's go.
Whether you're a player or a fan, you don't want to miss this one. The action starts July 13th at the Hope Center. Log on to peaceonthestreets.com and register. That's the Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic, where we shoot hoops instead of guns. Game time.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
We're back at you on the Press Box, the Sunday, June 28th edition of the Press Box, all brought to you by the Island Game, Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, KFC Nassau, Green Parrot, Margaritaville PI, and Harborside Marine. Boy Nardini Company right up until 1 p.m. Stat Boy and Pearly are in the building, and we are talking sports. We are pivoting to the NBA right now.
Yep.
Quite an interesting offseason we have going on in the NBA.
It's been a great offseason. Been a lot of huge trades,
so far.
huge trades in particular, and a lot of rumors for a lot of players.
Well, out of the gate, we've had a Jimmy Butler sighting. And I got a little update from Jimmy Butler. He says he's tore his right ACL on January 19th. He'll be back to his old self when he joins the Golden State Warriors later on, for training camp and so on and so forth. He's progressing normally and he's progressing ready to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's great for him.
So let's hear from Jimmy Butler right now, and then we'll get back and talk some more NBA.
He turns it. Jimmy, what a catch. Butler is holding on to that knee. That did not look good at all. That was awkward. I'll take a timeout. 3 to Jimmy Butler. And that right knee, this is incredibly concerning.
His leg did not look good at all. The pass was a little short, so he went back to get it. And he planted, and that speculate on what it could be. Have an idea, but I'm just going to wait. You see the cave in there. And as soon as that happened, he let go of the ball. You can see the pain on his face.
It was a devastating injury for Butler. And he was quoted as saying, "I'm right back to who I've always been." As he spoke with ESPN, probably better if we were really to talk about it. I know I'm still going to be a top player whenever I get back. I have a couple of good years left in me, and we're going to ride it until the wheels fall off. Butler made an appearance in San Francisco this past week, serving as the signature guest for the Warriors' announcement of a sponsor of a new jersey patch. After the panel, Butler spoke with ESPN about his future with the franchise and his desire to retire in a Warriors uniform. And is a bad word, but this is where I want to be done, Butler said. Retire here. The organization is top tier. It's the best. Keep it a buck. It's the best. You're playing with one of the greatest players ever. I'm grateful to be able to witness this. I want to be able to do my part, get this organization back on top where we belong with a championship. So, can he do it? He's up there a little long in the tooth.
I love Jimmy. He's one of my favorite players. Born on the same day as me, but it's not happening. I'm sorry. He's 36 years old. I'm sorry. It's not happening. He's going for 37 off of an ACL tear. I love him, but that's not happening. If the Warriors were smart, they'd trade him as a part of a rebuild.
He's going to prove you wrong.
You think wrong?
Another awesome, yeah.
I see. Jimmy was never a regular season great kind of guy. He was an All-NBA, like second or third teamer, All-Star, All Defense, yes. But the playoffs is where Jimmy used to really turn his game up. But he's not in Miami anymore. He's out in Golden State. I don't know what they're doing, how they're building this team. They don't have a great big man, and it's just it's not ideal. And he's coming off an ACL tear at age 36.
Yeah, coming back from a ACL tear at 36 is a lot different than coming back from it at 26.
26. Thank you. I was going to say the same thing.
So you got to keep an eye on it.
His best years are behind him.
Well, NBA free agency, teams can actually re-sign their own players this week, and I think next week it opens up a window where everybody now can free-for-all and go for whoever, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And it opens June 30th, so in 2 days. So Tuesday.
All right, so let's go to OKC right now. They are apparently ready to re-sign Isaiah Hartenstein. He intends to sign a new 3-year, $75 million contract to return to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Let's get to that clip, Mr. Producer. All right, you know what? That's on me. That's my bad right there. Let me double check that clip there, Mr. Producer. I don't know what happened to that one. But basically the gist of it is the Oklahoma City Thunder, there's Isaiah Hartenstein. 3 years, $75 million. I think we saw this coming. They made some moves. They traded Isaiah Joe. They traded a couple of other pieces.
Aaron Wiggins.
Pardon?
Aaron Wiggins.
As well.
Yeah.
So is Hartenstein worth the $75 million though?
That's a steal. Compared to what Chet makes, and he outplayed Chet in the playoffs, it's a steal.
He fits for that team. I don't think he's worth $75 million in other situations in the NBA.
No, he's absolutely not. But like you said, he's with that team. He re-signed with that team, and they get him for a steal deal. I don't hate Oklahoma City at all. I don't hate them at all about it. And Lou Dort, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him. Could he be on the move, or does he come back? Because he's another free agent for that team. But bigger stories around the league are Jokic, who's going to delay an extension for another year, trying to build a title contender. Austin Reeves obviously signed his huge deal with the Lakers. Duran could sign with the Pistons again, but Hachimura, by the way, getting interest from Brooklyn and San Antonio.
Yeah, the Spurs trying to take Rui Hachimura, but MJ sitting there just laughing. I had all that. I wonder what number Rui's going to wear in San Antonio.
You better figure it out because there's a lot of
retired numbers. The only team that's after him. There's another.
But I hear the Lakers are going to make an effort to keep Rui.
Yes, they are.
The biggest name in free agency, though, is 100% LeBron James. Where will he go? Will he retire, come back to the Lakers? Who does he sign with?
That's interesting.
The problem with that is, and I'm getting very nervous about this, that the Lakers really the only team that could pay him the max. And I'm hearing they're talking like 40. They offered him $40 million and he turned it down, and they think about going up.
No.
Then I heard then I heard after that there was no offer made to him.
That's what I heard. I didn't hear about an offer at all.
I hear that all the noise coming out is Clutch Sports making the noise that the Lakers haven't made an offer to him.
That's the second story I heard out of Clutch that they turned down a $40 million. Then I heard in like an hour later another report came out that teams to get people his people are getting upset that they've not made him an offer as yet.
Clutch needs to stop doing that though. If they didn't get an offer, why say, "Oh, he turned down $40 million"? They're trying to drive the price up, obviously, but that doesn't help your case at all. Anyway, I'm hoping this all comes to an end. LeBron had a great run.
I think there's a talk about a trade. I hope they pull it off.
But yeah,
Now, when you look at it, Mr. Producer, I got one coming over from Stephen A. Smith right now, and I want to hear from Stephen A. on this because if there's anybody close to LeBron James and close to the loins of LeBron, because he's such a big LeBron, fan. Even though they had their fallout, he's still been, doing his cheerleading thing for LeBron. I want to see what Stephen A. Smith has to say about this situation. Apparently, Stephen A. is kind of concerned the Lakers haven't made an offer yet. And probably, like we've heard, the Lakers haven't made an offer. Anything to do with an offer, I hear, is coming from Clutch Sports. So let's check in with Stephen A. and get his take on this whole LeBron scenario in L.A.
Is 41. This is business. What happens is that Austin Reeves, who can play, is 28. Of course you're going to sit up there and sign him because from a business perspective, he has tremendous value down the pike. You lock him up and then you can do what you want with him. You don't have no trade clause. You lock him up just like you locked Luka up at age 27. You got those two as cornerstones of your franchises because guess what? They're going to be around for the next decade, and you could do some things with them. You go to LeBron James because he's 41. He's talking about potentially retiring within the next year or two. You solidify that. You're not the Oklahoma City Thunder where you already got a squad, plus you got 13 first-round picks and 16 second-round picks over the next 6 years. It's not like that. A Luke Kennard, a Jackson Hayes, and some other pieces. You can't go out there and get but so much. So if you got a young asset, you lock him up just to make sure you have the potential maneuverability to do what you want to do, knowing that your fallback is this dude who's a billionaire, who's a year or two away from retirement, who obviously is incredibly valuable. We all know that LeBron James is your second most valuable piece on the franchise. But in terms of the market moving forward and what you want to do years ahead, that's why you make the move with Austin Reeves. That's all it is. We all understand that.
I mean, I think you made the move with Austin. Stephen, you're being a little disingenuous. Austin's been just a better player over the last 2 years.
No, he's saying you lock him down now. You don't have to worry about LeBron later, but you locking your future down by getting Reeves signed. That's what he's basically saying. And that's sign him now because you locking your future down.
Money well
agreed.
So now I really hope the Lakers. I don't have a good feeling about this, and something tell me he can end right back up in the Lakers uniform for next season, and that hurts me.
Sad to say, I'm leaning towards it as well because the reality is no other team in the NBA is showing this crazy interest to get him back. Cleveland, no, that's been just hype and rumors from fans, but they haven't said anything about bringing him back. It's open, but let's be honest.
Riley's no fan of him.
Let's be completely honest. That's not happening. So LeBron's options are very limited.
Well, you got a lot of, that tied and sliding into NBA free agency. You have a lot of NBA front offices that boasting on their spending power. All right, and who are battling to avoid the second apron. Let's check in with ESPN's Bobby Marks real quick and see who's in a good position to spend, who are the top free agent teams, and who that second tier apron may affect long term. Let's check in with Bobby Marks real quick right now, and we'll be right back here on the press box.
Is 41. This is business. What happens is that Austin Reeves, who
Mr. Producer, you just played that clip.
28.
So let's just touch base with ESPN's Bobby Marks, and he'll break down all of the like I said, the front office is under the most pressure in the NBA because deals have to get done. And now in the age of like Clutch and how they're lobbying and so on and so forth, you got people that actually, So let's get back to that clip. Okay, no problem. Let's get to that clip. I got you, Mr. Producer. Let's finally hear from Stephen A. All right. You know what? Let's get this together here now. We got some fumbleitis going on. So let's get the technical difficulty cleared up. Let's go to the phone lines real quick. Talking press box. All right, let's get to the break. Call us back. We'll take a quick break, flip side of the break. We'll be right back here on the press box.
Flavor Island Games, we making dreams come true. Flavor Island Games, we paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market, you getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy, and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first, guaranteed to pay. Island Games, we like them other jokers. We've been here from the start, from the computer. Island Games, we can make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
KFC has a bold new flavor you'll love. Introducing the all-new Barbecue Rap Star. We're talking a juicy chicken breast filet, fried to golden crisp perfection, covered in sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, topped with cheese, then wrapped in a delicious toasted tortilla with flavor in every bite. Go spicy or keep it original. Either way, it's a star for a reason. The new Barbecue Rap Star is the star of the menu at KFC Nassau. Get yours today at any KFC Nassau location.
Always on the go? Missed a show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continue with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and binders, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302.
Girl, Junior just showed me Bella Boy in his phone. What you mean? He take picture of that good-for-nothing boy?
Shh, you don't want Bella here. You say that. You know she always say that's my good child.
So what he doing in Junior phone?
Oh, he there because the police looking for him. He on their wanted list.
Wanted persons in your phone now?
Yes, child. And when police want to find anybody quick, after something happen, they can send pictures direct to your phone. Go to Google Play or App Store and search for Crack Crime Bahamas. Then pick install and it will go straight to your phone.
There is also a section on missing persons?
Yes, girl. Everybody needs to get this app so police can tell us right away when these people go missing. Just like an alert system.
Yes, it has numbers for Crime Stoppers Bahamas, so you can call and nobody knows it's you. Call directly to Miami and give the information without giving your name or anything about you. I tried the other day, and when I hear Junior and his boys talking about where they hide those guns, I walk quick round the corner and call that number.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh talk all day.
We're back at you on the Sunday, June 28th edition of the Press Box, brought to you by The Island Game, Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, KFC Nassau, Green Parrot, Margaritaville PI, and Harborside Marine. Back at you on the Press Box, 12:20 p.m. is the time. Your boy Naughty along with Stat Boy and Pearly in the building right up until 1 p.m. And let's slide over to the NFL now, guys. Got to talk some NFL free agency. The offseason is thickening up now. Camp starts in July. Pearly, we right around the corner. End of July, 3 weeks away.
I see that.
Preseason in August, and NFL action back in September. I mean, back on and popping in September, and then football every night of the week shortly thereafter. I love it.
What are your views of them playing all over the world now? You might say all over the world, because now I hear he's getting ready to go to Scotland.
They're trying to globalize, Pearly. Inevitably, sports, especially with sports betting and people playing and watching the sports and betting on the sports, and the globalization of the American League, NBA, NFL, NHL, Major League Baseball. It's rites of passage, I guess. I mean, they're taking a page out of what the NBA tried to do years ago. And I think they're trying to, if they could get an NFL Europe League lined up again properly, making money, I think they will.
All right.
It's good.
Okay.
What's your take on it, Stat Boy?
They definitely should. There's plenty of football talent all over the world. There's spreading out to Africa, Europe, South America. Plenty of guys who want to play the gridiron game. So this is something that's good for the game. No other way around it. I mean, I don't see any other way where it can be bad for the game.
All right. Okay. The what's his name? The kid out of San Francisco who's really talking bad for his team.
I wanted to bring that up too. Brandon
Ayuk. I've got his clip
Ayuk.
lined up right now.
His initials BA, backwards AB, Antonio Brown 2.0. What a clown. Oh my goodness.
Well, obviously, let's put it in context. Ayuk signed a free agent contract with the 49ers, correct?
Yeah.
And then he went AWOL. He just went missing. Didn't report, didn't show up. Then when he did play, he was often injured. And they shut him down, and he's been persona non grata away from the team this whole entire time.
No, he got hurt because he's been missing. That's what happened.
And he blames his ex-agent for causing all of the 49 issues.
Said he'll never step foot in a 49er, in the 49er stadium let me rephrase it. He will never step foot in the 49er stadium until the Commanders. So
All right,
he's urging to go play for the Commanders.
Let's check in with ESPN's Todd Fowler with the latest on the Brandon Ayuk drama, who now says it's all his agent's fault.
The 49ers, by now, that was supposed to have been Brandon Ayuk, who they signed to a big contract a couple years ago, but then he didn't play last year. They're in a major dispute with him. He's still on the roster. What's the latest on that situation?
I mean, he's lighting money on fire is what he's doing every time he puts an Instagram video out right now. So he is on the left squad list for the 49ers still. To get off that list, he has to apply to Commissioner Roger Goodell. He has to file paperwork. I'm told that hasn't happened. I'm told the 49ers haven't given any sort of firm indication to him whether he's going to be cut, traded, whatever. Teams I talked to say that he's essentially untradeable right now. And I've talked to some people around the league who think that when he does get cut, if he gets cut, that he might have to sign a vet minimum deal somewhere because of how all this is gone. So it's a buyer beware situation. Certainly, clearly, he wants to go to Washington. Closer to training camp, they revisit it. But the outlook is not great for him right now.
Yeah, congratulations to Brandon Ayuk, who has managed to crack my Instagram algorithm, which was otherwise just how to hit your drive straight. Now it's how to hit your drive straight, and the latest on Brandon Ayuk, one of the most bizarre sagas that I can recall in recent NFL vintage.
So where do we stand, guys? Could it possibly be that his career is over? Because I'm leaning into that direction now that nobody wants to touch him. I think he's played his way out of the NFL. What say you guys?
I don't know if he's going to play his way out to the NFL, but I think he's not going to be, nobody's not going to take a serious risk with him.
Agreed.
So what they'll probably do is give him, like the guy said, a veteran minimum, and he'll have to prove himself.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not buying into any of that right now because, to be honest with you, I think the way the NFL is going, I think they passed him by. I think he's lost his opportunity.
I'm telling you, Ayuk has been wanting this since Jaden Daniels got drafted to Washington. and they spent the whole summer running around shopping in malls and hanging out and, doing all of this together. And I'm telling you, he's been wanting to go to the because the reason he's mad is his own fault. He didn't show up to the rehab sessions, so they voided the money because he was getting paid for doing nothing. Now he's mad, and now the 49ers are the villains? No, he can't blame them, no. So now he's all about go Commanders, and blaming the agent. But you didn't show up to rehab. Why not?
I think there was always an issue there. I think it's a Shanahan issue with him, to tell you the truth.
Maybe he doesn't like the way he coaches. Maybe, but you can't deny that Shanahan's been to 2 Super Bowls and is competitive every year with those Niners. Every year. So, hate him or love him. But Ayuk needs to seriously reevaluate what he's doing.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments, personal adjustments.
Yep.
It's not
You're
working.
right.
Or maybe
You're
if all
right.
those people outside his, in his ear, out off the field, maybe he needs to remove some of them and get, better handlers, get a better team together. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
They probably the ones who putting the foolishness in his head.
That's always the case. All right, let's check in on Lions cornerback, and I'm talking about Detroit Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold.
What a sad story.
Felony charges of armed robbery and kidnapping. He appeared at a hearing Thursday in Tampa, Florida, and was ordered held without bond until a part scheduled for Monday could take place. All right, let me just. Prosecutors will argue that the hearing that Arnold should remain in custody without bail until trial at the Hillsborough County, Florida District Attorney's Office. This is what the District Attorney's Office said. Arnold briefly appeared in court Thursday by video as the judge announced charges of kidnapping and robbery and conspiracy against the cornerback. The charges could carry a sentence of up to life in prison. He's absolutely denying these allegations, defense attorney Art Timothy Jansen said in Hillsborough County Court. Arnold turned himself in and was taken into custody Wednesday night. Authorities accused him of leading a plot to detain and pistol whip 3 people he believed had stolen from him. It turned out, however, that the victims had nothing to do with the theft in February. Investigators. 3 men were held at gunpoint, battered, pistol whipped, and robbed at a Tampa apartment on February 4th. 3 days after, personal property worth more than $250,000 was reportedly stolen from Arnold and others at an Airbnb rental in Largo, about 20 miles west of the city. Arnold has been dubbed the primary conspirator, and he continues to deny all involvement and charges.
Well,
so let's see where that goes.
He'd better go get himself the best lawyers available. First thing.
He's not on the scene.
Say it again?
What I'm hearing is he was not on the scene.
That's exactly.
If those people in Houston, we got a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
So if this is true, he deserves punishment for his actions. If he was not involved, as he claims, get the best lawyer possible, because this ain't no light charges. And again, there has to be some form of evidence against him for the police to even pull him in. Because they're not going to pull you in without evidence.
Now, and speaking of evidence, boy, I tell you, that's a great segue.
Oh, boy.
I think I'm going to go out and say this. I think this is a part of the reason why the Buffalo Bills are so snake bitten, and they cannot win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I saw.
I don't care what you say, and you have every right to feel the way you do about one Orenthal James Simpson. Post football, you could, feel that he did commit the murders with his ex-wife and a friend, or you could say that he was innocent and he was set up. You could say the son did it. You could say somebody else did it. I get all of that. But we all saw the extenuating circumstances around that case. But based purely on football, and what he accomplished in Buffalo, there should be some sort of O.J. Simpson homage in that new stadium. Maybe not a full-blown statue, but a bust or something. The man was the first to run for 2,000 career yards.
Just put, oh, Lord, what are those called? You know what I mean? Like the support of the
ring of fame or something like that.
Yeah, the ring. Yeah, just put his name up there.
We have made an organizational decision that he is not fit to display inside our new stadium and family circles. There's
they catering
the business, Pete Guelli. But now hold on.
They catering.
You could put up Jim Kelly in there. And Jim had some off the field issues, business deals wise, but that was overshadowed by him being sick, and I'm glad to know Jim's doing well. But if you look at Bruce Smith had some off-field issues, and so did Andre Reed, and so did Thurman Thomas. I mean, do I need to go on and mention some of the issues that happened with these Bills?
Exactly.
The thing with OJ is that his was the most high-profile case ever.
As a matter of fact, I think one of that linebackers, Cornelius Bennett, went through some big-time issue stuff off the field after he retired as well, too.
What's funny though is, and I'm not saying this to troll or to elicit a reaction, but this is just the fact. I've never seen a more vilified person who was proven innocent in that case that they're vilified for, or found innocent, I should say. He was found innocent, and he still gets vilified. Now, is OJ a perfect person? Absolutely not. He's gone now, but they should at least put his name up there, just purely for the football, like you said, purely for the football.
Purely based on football, nothing else. But
that's the game. That's the game within the lines right there. This is not about him outside of the lines or outside of the stadium. But Buffalo will do what they continue to do. So.
Let's look at this situation right here as well, too. This was very interesting because Doug Martin was a great running back in the NFL, college and the NFL, tragically passed away this year in Oakland, California. And the parents of former NFL pro running back Doug Martin say excessive force by police and delayed medical care led to his death last year, according to a wrongful death lawsuit against the city of Oakland in California, several police officers and an ambulance company. In the lawsuit filed Tuesday, the federal court, Leslie and Douglas Martin said their son was experiencing a mental health crisis in October of 2025 when responding Oakland officers held him face down while one or more officers pressed on his back. The lawsuit alleges this restraint was a substantial factor in causing his death at the age of 36.
So young.
And gone. And that's what happens. A lot of these guys, you go off the field, they finish their career and they fade into the sunset, and you never know what really happens. And a lot of them have issues off the field mentally. They have CTE. They have forms of post-traumatic stress disorder. They have other issues going on. The aftercare in the NFL needs to be bulked up, I feel.
I agree. Because in that sport with the collisions and the contact to the head, it does something different.
It does. Animal and the repetition, over and over, crunching heads. It's crazy. It really is. So hopefully, that the NFL will continue to put studies and invest in care for their players after they retire, and obviously into CTE.
Yeah.
Now, here's somebody that we need to talk about real quick, because I told you last year the Bears were going to be much improved under Ben Johnson, correct? You all remember that, right?
I agree, and you called it.
And I said Caleb Williams is going to improve. But I think now it's safe to say, watch out for the Bears, because Caleb Williams quoted as saying, "I am loving the new system and the second season under Ben Johnson." Could Chicago be poised to make a run and actually be a dark horse in that NFC and surprise a lot of people?
They are. They've lost some pieces, but they could be a threatening team now with that experience that they do have.
All right, let's check in with ESPN and get the latest on Caleb Williams in Chicago, and then we'll come back and touch on the Bears, who I think have the potential to make.
From the Bears offseason, completion percentage aside for now.
Well, boys, I can tell you, Caleb Williams is loving year 2 under Ben Johnson. The biggest reason, he doesn't feel like he's drowning like he was last year. And that's a quote from Caleb. He feels like he actually understands what's happening, which is scary because he was pretty scary last year on the field. I think when you look at him, confidence always sky high regardless of what's happening. But he just feels more comfortable. He's the leadership, when you talk to people in Chicago, it's always on par, even with his teammates. Even when he's hitting Luther Burden in practice for a 40-yard touchdown and Luther's in the end zone celebrating, Caleb was like, yo, get out of there, spike the ball. Like Caleb is taking that leadership on, and I think for Ben Johnson, he feels like as long as he and I are on the same page, the sky's the limit for our team.
Jordan, how concerning is Caleb Williams' completion percentage going from year 1 to year 2?
Zero concern. I think it's extremely overrated. 2 reasons that his completion percentage dropped. The first year in a new system with Ben Johnson, you're always going to be a little less efficient. You're always going to be a little slower to pull the trigger at times. It's going to lead to a lower completion percentage. And the second thing is Ben Johnson in this offense wants to push the ball downfield. They take shots. They push the ball to the intermediate. As a rookie, his yards per attempt was 6.3. It was 33rd in the NFL. So, of course, his completion percent is going to be higher in year 2 under Ben Johnson. And, look, I love the fact that Caleb Williams is getting a chance to use the arm talent. Now, Ben Johnson's going to have to do one thing. He's going to have to teach this young quarterback that you don't always have to hit a home run every single play. And one thing that ops coordinators always said when I sat in the meeting room with them, a shot called doesn't mean a shot taken. Just because we have an aggressive play call doesn't mean you have to make an aggressive throw. And I think that will be where Caleb Williams takes the next step, because Jared Goff was able to almost lead the NFL under Ben Johnson in yards per attempt. I think it was second in 2024, but he was also second in completion percentage. So you can be efficient while being aggressive. That's the maturation that we'll see from Caleb Williams year 2.
I think there's going to be some big turnaround for Caleb Williams. I mean, building on what he did last year, he didn't have a bad season last year, but I think he builds on top of that. Do you think Chicago makes a run like Detroit did?
I really think they could. I don't know if they will.
I don't
But
think
in the
so.
NFC that's open, I know Seattle and LA are the top 2 threats still to me. But we will see how the Bears are coming to be better. And I like what they're doing. I like what Caleb did last year. Had a good season. And they took the Rams to the brink as well. They did. Every team did. The Panthers and the Bears, and then they lost the Seahawks. But it'll be a fun year next year for the Chicago Bears. Ultimately,
now
the Indiana Bears.
Before we get to the picks, Pearly, I need you to tell me about a certain cornerback making some noise down there in Miami.
I'm reserving any conversation about any Dolphins right now, because I'm getting mixed emotions that we're going to be a 100 team, or we may surprise and pull a New England. I'm just waiting to see. When Minnie's open, and then we can talk some more. What I saw in OTAs was good, but I'm not putting any weight behind any of that on any player, not even Willis.
So you're just waiting and seeing.
I just waiting for Minnie's to open and let me see what's happening,
Lots to watch and look at, in this NBA offseason. Next week, we need to talk about the Cincinnati Bengals. Is it now or never for Joe Burrow? What say you guys?
I think he has to do something now.
I agree.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that next week and a couple of other teams on the hot seat. Real quick, though, coming off that Chicago Bears segment that we just featured there, for all of my fantasy players, I want you to remember something. Caleb Williams is definitely an option at quarterback. DeAndre Swift and the other running back, Morgan I, definitely options at running back.
Are you talking fantasy?
And at tight end. Who's that tight end again there, Sancho?
Oh, there's Cole Kmet, and then there's the other really good one.
Not Kmet, the new one, Lovelace or Loveland.
Colston Loveland.
Him.
Oh, cool.
Loveland is a good pick for tight end, and then a sleeper this year who will score a lot of touchdowns and be a surprise. And if you can get him late, he'll blossom for you as a flex. Luther Burden.
I like that. I like that take.
I'll tell you one tight end not to sleep on, and he's really under the radar, is Greg Dulcich, the Dolphins tight end. He's got an opportunity. I'll put him as my number 2 tight end in fantasy.
Yeah, because he's going to catch a lot of ball from Willis. Willis is friendly with the tight end. That's one thing he will do. He will throw the ball to the tight end.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get into picks, fellas. Today we got to go with the WNBA.
Let's do it.
They got several games on tap today. Starting at 2 p.m., you got the Lynx and the Wings. Matchup of 2 good teams. The Lynx 14-4, the Wings 11-7. Minnesota 3.5-point favorites. I like them to win this game. I think they cover the 3.5.
Give me Dallas in the upset. I think Paige goes off.
I'm gonna take Minnesota in the points.
Moving to the Fire and the Mystics. The Fire 8-11, the Mystics 8-9. The Mystics kind of making a little run, trying to get back to respectability. The Fire, they're dealing with injuries. Washington is a 6.5-point favorite. That might be too much.
I don't know. Washington's been playing some good basketball recently.
But the Fire's got a lot of injuries, so I'd play it safe, and I'll take the Mystics and the money line over the Fire.
I'll take Washington in the money line as well. 6.5, but you know what? I'll be bold. I'm going to take the points.
Aces versus the Aces 13-5, Sky 6-12, Vegas 7.5-point favorites. I think they cover this. They're on the road. I think they cover it anyway, though.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
And the night top game, 7 p.m., 2 12-7 squads going at it. The Liberty and the Valkyries. Golden State 1.5-point favorites. Give me the Liberty plus the 1.5. I think they win the game outright.
I like the Liberty as well. Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Liberty, but they haven't been impressing me lately. But I'm going to go with the Liberty in this one as well.
All right.
All right, good
They
stuff,
haven't been
man.
impressive, and they won the Commissioner's Cup.
Yep.
Okay.
Congrats to them. But still, no, the Commissioner's Cup is one thing, yes, but
I got you.
All right. Just so you know, Argentina just scored.
Did they?
So if you keep an eye on the World Cup, Argentina scored. And you got that to watch, and you got WNBA this afternoon. You got a ton of Major League Baseball. So there's ample opportunity to get your game on and watch some great sports this afternoon. You guys got anything to say before we get out of here?
I'm good to go.
For Pearly, for Stat Boy, for Mr. Producer, everybody who called in, chimed in, texted in, and all our sponsors. It's your boy Naughty telling you all, thank you all for joining us for the Perks, and we'll see you next week right here.
Ciao. Right. Ready?
Put more money back in your pocket with the Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan. Why pay more when you can pay less? Reduce your monthly debt payments down to one low, easy payment. Apply for a Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
KFC has a bold new flavor you'll love. Introducing the all-new Barbecue Rap Star. We're talking a juicy chicken breast filet, fried to golden crisp perfection, covered in sweet and smoky barbecue cheese, then wrapped in a delicious toasted tortilla with flavor in every bite. Go spicy or keep it original. Either way, it's a star for a reason. The new Barbecue Rap Star is the star of the menu at KFC Nassau. Get yours today at any KFC Nassau location.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We can make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Wait, why you look so mashed up like clothes at the washer?
No, boy, just a hard day, boy.
Hard day? What happened? The breakfast lady ran out of tuna and gritty.
We need to start joking with everything, you know. This serious, boy. This real serious, boy.
Wait, what's serious? Tell me.
All right, well, today, boss gave us, boy, one big contract. And nobody else get a chance and nobody say nothing.
Boy, you know that ain't right. You know government contracts ain't supposed to go that way.
Yeah, but nobody's saying nothing. Boss man just tell people to sign it and collect this envelope.
You need to tell somebody. You need to become a whistleblower.
You know I's a real man, but I never blow no whistle. I be drunk all my life and junk, you know.
No way. A whistleblower is someone who tells people what they see when they see something wrong happening at work.
But I ain't no whistleblower, and I ain't no snitch. I still white there, you know.
But ain't nobody can know it's you. All you gotta do is call Crime Stoppers, or you could text them from inside the Crack Crime Bahamas app. They don't ask about you. And your call goes straight through to Miami, so nobody know you is. And if you text, your message get mixed up like Kong Salad.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Never say never, but never.
Hey, everybody, what's up? So we'll do what's more likely next week in 8 days or whatever. 9 days?
Or today.
7. If it's every Thursday, it's 7 days.
Well, normally it's Friday. But we count, you have to count the day.
But that would be not this Friday, next Friday.
You have to
which is
count
8
the day
days
you're
away.
living.
The next.
We're still living this day. You guys are
Yes,
crazy.
but you're on the day.
But if we're going
on the day,
But if
can
it's-
we,
but if it's
agree to disagree on this one?
Thursday morning and you're going to dinner Sunday night, that's like 4 full days.
What's more likely? We're going to do this segment, or you're going to keep ranting about this?
Guys, there's a dude out there. We want to play this first, Mike Hoskins. Yeah, let's play this first, and let's hear from Brandon Ayuk, who keeps going on his social media and doing weird stuff. Here, let's roll this one.
And if I'm crazy or if I'm capping, some boys cut me today. And I'll sign with the Commanders tomorrow. And we'll see who's gapping.
Then there was another one today where he's got a backpack in an empty closet and he's just throwing cash on the ground. Have you seen that?
Had not seen that one.
Oh, yeah, this one right here. Look at this. He is in an empty closet. It's completely white. There's a backpack on a shelf in there, TJ, and he pulls out, I'm guessing they're $100 bills, and he's just throwing cash on the ground. Now, is he implying that that's all the 49ers cash that they've given him?
I hope that this is like an Andy Kaufman style performance art.
Sure.
And not the sign of a man who is on his last nerve. And I mean that seriously. Like, I hope Brandon Ayuk is just being funny and is not unwell through the course of this. The fact that every video is him alone doing these things strikes me as odd. Listen, here's what the situation is down to. Brandon Ayuk, it doesn't matter how many videos you post, all the Niners in their front office, how many times you say you want to be on the Commanders and you got a Commanders hat and a Commanders football and you love the Commanders and go Commanders, you have to show up. The only way you get cut is if you show up to the facility. Force the 49ers' hand, force them to move you back to the active roster or release you. They can't, because all that money that you're owed would suddenly hit the salary cap. That's what you do. Yeah. No one's doing it right now because teams are off for the next few weeks. But you need to show up to the facility once the 49ers are back. And at that point, you force their hand as opposed to them just being able to go, we don't care. We want to trade you. No one's trading for you. You're still on the team.
What's more likely, the team that Brandon Ayuk plays for this season, the Commanders or the field?
Commanders. I don't know that there is another team right now that, frankly, it wants to get involved with it. He's in with the Commanders. His Adam Peters is the GM. He was in San Francisco when they drafted him. And Jaden Daniels, he played with him at Arizona State. I don't know how much he's talked to Jaden, quite frankly. He's not allowed to talk to Adam Peters or anybody else in the Commanders organization. I do believe, as he said himself, if he gets released, he's going to sign in Washington. And that makes sense. There's not going to be a bidding war for Brandon Ayuk. He hasn't played a football game in 20 months. We don't even know if he's fully healthy, if he ever completed his rehab. So, yes, the Commanders is absolutely the team to beat, if not the only team.
We heard from Matthew Stafford earlier, guys, about maybe playing into his 40s. Who's more likely to be the Rams starting quarterback in 2028? Matthew Stafford or Ty Simpson?
How many years from now is that?
That's 2 full seasons. 3 years.
Oh, boy.
I would say what's more likely would be Ty Simpson as the quarterback in 2028. That's not to doubt what Matthew Stafford can do. They're coming into a season where all eyes are on winning the Super Bowl. For Stafford, he signed an extension, which we talked about earlier in the show. It is an extension, but it wasn't a guarantee that he's still the quarterback in 2027. Everybody has options then. And then in 2028, they structured these void years to give everybody the option of what you want to do moving forward. I just know this. Matthew Stafford's 40. He's got a wife who's his college sweetheart. He's got 4 young girls. He doesn't strike me as a guy who wants to play until the very last second. Not that he's not competitive, not that he's not still playing at a really high level because he was the best player in the league a year ago. More so, I could see him choosing at some point to walk away. A lot's going to have to do with health and where he feels like he is in his career. But the idea that we're 2 years into Ty Simpson's career, a guy who sat for 3 years in college before playing one season, and now he's going to play 1 year out of 7, We'll see. If Stafford's still playing at a high level, I don't anticipate Sean McVay and Les Snead ever chasing him off. But I would say 2 years down the line, knowing Stafford's injury history, life, how much money he's made, I'll say Ty Simpson.
How about this one? A couple of big tight ends. It's Tight End University Week going on in Nashville. George Kittle and all them boys having a good time. How about this? More likely newly paid tight end you'd rather have in fantasy this year. Kyle Pitts or Brenton Strange?
Ooh, I would say Brenton Strange, because we already know what he is in that system. He's been productive based upon how they're structured. I would anticipate, and Bucky Brooks, who does color for their games, posted this after I had the extension yesterday. Like, this is a guy whose production is going to explode. I anticipate Brenton Strange takes on a bigger and bigger role in that offense in Jacksonville. With Kyle Pitts, like, we've seen it. It's always tantalizing. He always has moments. We know based on, Stefanski being in Cleveland that they were able to find production, and David Njoku would have really big games at times in Cleveland. It remains to be seen. We don't even know who the quarterback is in Atlanta. We know Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback in Jacksonville. He knows how to get the ball to Brenton Strange. I would just have to say, if I'm guessing the upside and also the value in the fantasy draft, in other words, where that guy's going to get taken, in your average fantasy draft, I bet 9 out of 10 Kyle Pitts is going higher. I'll take the value of Brenton Strange a couple rounds later.
Tom looking for value. We've been talking a lot about these quarterback battles for the last few months. Probably going to talk about it right up until week 1. Veteran QB in a competition more likely to start more games this year. Kirk Cousins, Kyler Murray, Tua Tagovailoa.
Now that is a challenging one. It's certainly not what's more likely. That would be what's most likely. So you got 3 answers.
The grammar police now? I thought Siciliano posted on Tuesday.
I don't know. You'd probably say there's only 2 answers on the screen. I will go ahead and
I got the highest math score on the SAT in this room.
I will say Kirk Cousins.
Stuck together.
The reason is, at this point, Kirk Cousins, I'd be surprised if he's not the quarterback out of the gate. Fernando Mendoza is as productive as he is, big of a winner as he is. He's got a very significant growth process to play a different style of offense, going from shotgun, RPO, throwing into wide open windows to a under center, play action heavy type of a scheme. And I think that the Raiders want to protect him. Kirk Cousins, has played at a high level. He's had injuries that have created circumstances. So have Kyler, so have Tua. But Tua's in a fight with Michael Penix Jr. I would say going into camp, I would think it's Tua, just because he's had all the time on task already there with the new coaching staff. There may be a comfort level. And Michael Penix Jr. is still coming off another ACL. It may be a while till he's truly 100% again. But how long does that last? And how does it go with Kyler Murray? I'd still say, sitting here, I would lean toward it's Kyler Murray as a starting quarterback, but they split it 50-50 the entire time. Kirk's the one who is pretty clearly the number 1 quarterback right now. And if the Raiders are playing well and they're still on task, I just don't know that they really want to force Fernando Mendoza out there as a rookie.
All right, a couple NBA ones now before we wrap this up and get on with our weekend, boys. Who's more likely to go further in next year's NBA playoffs? Been talking about these guys a lot this week. Giannis or Jaylen Brown?
We don't know what team Jaylen Brown is on at this point.
We do. He's on the Celtics.
You're holding out hope that it's still going to be the Boston Celtics. Meanwhile, we just talked in the last segment to John Krasinski, NBA writer, who said fully anticipates Jaylen Brown is somewhere else. Or a lot of the stuff that I've heard and been told, which is Jaylen doesn't really want to be there. He wants a fresh start. And you still have the opportunity to extract value here if you're patient to get the right offer, whether that is, Denver. John brought up Cleveland. If it's Jaylen Brown and Jokic, I like over Giannis and Bam in Miami. If it's Jaylen Brown in Boston, I still probably like it better, but I just don't know that there's a scenario where that's where Jaylen Brown is. I just think it's a hard question right now. I think Giannis Giannis and the Heat are the favorite in the East, in my mind right now. So all things equal.
Favorite to do what?
To all things equal, I take Giannis and the Heat.
Wow.
If he's healthy, if he is the Giannis that we have seen, he is still one of the most efficient players in the NBA. Leads the NBA every year in 2-point field goals.
Yeah.
Is a rebounder, alters the game in terms of defense. He is a game changer. Now, if he gets hurt again, then obviously that upends everything. That would be my concern. He's 31? He's had a bunch of injuries. That's my concern. But all things equal right now, I mean, put the Heat right there in the favorites in the East.
West got shaken up with LaMelo going to Minnesota, and we had Austin Reeves, guys, agree to a new contract. See that video of him on the golf course?
Oh yeah,
like fell over and appreciation. It's cool. Who's more likely to be the better Western Conference backcourt this year, Luka and Austin Reeves, or the Ant-Man and LaMelo?
Whew. I mean, again, with Luka, you just got to wonder in terms of the health and what that looks like. From the conditioning stuff's well documented, but he's had injuries. He had another one this year that limited him to whatever it was. He missed like 30 games this season. So I would just say, to me, I mean, the more dynamic backcourt to me is the one in Minnesota. Yeah. Now, is LaMelo able to stay healthy? Does this come together? I know this. Ant is fired up today. Anthony Edwards loves this deal because this creates somebody who can actually create for him, as opposed to Ant doing what he's had to do a lot, which is create for others because there's nobody able to draw those double teams away from him.
Who goes further in the playoffs? TJ.
That's a good one, man.
That's fun. It's fun.
West. Well, I can't answer this because of my Laker bias, so I'm going to say the Timberwolves.
But also, I mean, are we talking about with LeBron or without LeBron?
That's exactly the case.
And how much does that move the needle at this stage? I mean, LeBron is still a plus player. He's not what he was, but he is still a difference maker.
Yeah, it's kind of early to answer this right now, but I'm going to go with Minnesota because of my hatred.
I love being a hater. Guys,
I'm not.
Big movie, last one. Big movie anniversary. I assume that Tom hasn't seen any of these. Where were you on this date in 1996?
1996.
Pittsburgh, I know that.
Okay.
I would have been summer after the 9th grade.
Okay.
Probably playing a, Babe Ruth baseball tournament somewhere or something.
And you were probably making plans to go
Mickey
see
Mantle or whatever
Independence Day tonight.
Oh,
Theaters,
absolutely.
30 years ago day. Great movie, great anniversary. More what? You've seen it?
I have seen it. I saw it in the theater. Like everyone saw it, okay? There was a point in time when I saw movies, and the late 90s would have been that time. I've never thought it was a great movie.
Welcome to Earth. Welcome to Earth. Summer movie you'd likely throw on at the end of your July 4th party, Independence Day, Jaws, or The Sandlot?
Why Jaws?
Wow, I've seen all three of those
Jaws is
movies.
one of the great summer movies ever.
Is it with the kids or not? Because that does make a pretty big difference.
Yeah, because if you have the kids, you have to show them Jaws. I think that's...
Also, isn't the end of the 4th of July party fireworks? Where are you that you're coming home from the fireworks at 11 o'clock and then starting a movie?
Your fireworks go on at 11 o'clock?
They end late.
They do? At 11?
10, maybe? And then you got to pick up the blankets and crying kids, and somebody wants a piggyback ride, and then somebody forgot their water bottle, and you got to go back, and everyone's leaving, and you got the parking situation, and somebody can't get their car started, and now there's a traffic jam, and you're stuck out there on a side street. It is pitch black. You're in a neighborhood. You don't want to honk the horn because then you're the jerk. Yes, it takes a while.
That was very specific.
To get back from the fireworks.
Very specific.
The key, the move
Seems like
with
an
the
admission.
4th of July fireworks display is you convince the kids halfway through to start walking. You start the fireworks display, the folding chairs are already folded up, and then you just go, all right, we're going to start moving, and then you walk out, and then you turn around and see, hey, there's those last couple, and then the final, boom, in the car, and you get out before everybody else. There is top 5 be in your car is after the 4th of July fireworks. Everybody's been drinking all day. They're at this point, they're exhausted. Everyone around you, everyone just wants to get home and they can't.